Live from Ozarks First Plus, a rapid rundown of the local headlines, stories shared, viral videos, plus the features and facts before they hit your feed. You're watching The Daily Scroll with me, Bailey Stroll. Hello and welcome to yet another episode. I feel like I say this every day, but it's because we go live every single day. And we have fun doing it, okay? Every afternoon or whenever you get to watch us. You know, you can just binge it if you want. We'll talk about that later, what we've been binging. But if you want to binge the Daily Scroll, you can do that on Ozarks First Plus. Today, we are talking about what we're watching, our little screen time segment. Jay and I have been watching the same show, and we didn't even know.
We didn't even coordinate it.
Just a few. Well, I did talk about it last week.
Yeah.
That I wanted to watch it.
And I'll be honest.
And I followed through.
At a moment the other day where I was like, I don't have anything to talk about on Wednesday when we talk about what we're watching.
You're
Should
welcome.
talk about that one show on Netflix. I guess I can do that.
You're going to try it out?
I'll try it out.
I binged it over the weekend, which I usually don't do. I'm usually like a one episode and then go to bed and start again the next day. Nope. On Saturday, I think I laid on the couch for 3 hours and watched His and Hers. So we're going to be breaking that down later on. Shout out to Parker Paget because he's the one that told me to watch it. And it does have, it follows a news reporter, anchor.
Is that
lots
why
of
you
new
suggested
stuff.
Because there's a blonde anchor girl.
Well, yes, but no, I don't care about her necessarily. But she does, they do have a lot of discussion about, like little acronyms and things that we use. And I mean, I wouldn't say it's realistic, but they got the script right, at least when they talk about
I'm still waiting for a shout out for, I want to hear him talk about SOTVOs. That never comes up.
Satvo,
Yeah.
Vosots.
If that came up in that show, I would be shocked.
They did say package. They're like, okay, we got to get this package done, or we're going to go edit this package. So I'm like, okay, well, at least they know that. News package. Okay, so other than what we're watching, you got to stick around to the end for that. We're going to have a little bit of an airport update. My favorite thing to talk about here on this show is the Springfield Branson National Airport, which I feel like the people that live here probably don't care about it as much as I do. But, it's an exciting time for the Springfield Branson National Airport, and I'm here for it. Maybe because I live close by, maybe because I don't frequent it that much, but I like it. And then a library book returned decades later. You hear these stories every once in a while. This is a pretty good one. So we'll talk about that, which book it was, and the little Post-it that came along with that return. And then just a very silly cow. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Well, it's evolving, I think. Cows are evolving. They can use hand tools now. Or at
I
least
almost
this
made
one.
that the super, but I thought that was a little clickbait.
I wondered if you would.
I don't think that's what's happening in that video.
We'll let the viewers decide, but I think
Sure.
there's something to be said
Maybe.
about this cow using some hand tools. They might be able to work on the farm in different ways.
Yeah.
Rather than just their pure strength. I don't know, in the future. Okay, let's get into the local thread. Springfield Branson National Airport posting on social media how it started and how it's going. Because, they give a little update every week about this big terrazzo project, replacing the flooring project, which, if you've been around, if you've watched the show, we've had this on many times because the carpet is now gone and the terrazzo tile is here to stay for decades to come.
Do you think we've talked about this or Route 66 more?
They're probably tied at this point. Actually, this might be
Your two
the
special interests.
number one. Yeah. Okay. And the bear in California and maybe the monkeys in St. Louis. I was actually looking.
Are we going to get an update on that?
I was looking for an update today. Couldn't find one.
We still don't know.
The latest thing is we don't even know if they actually existed.
Were they all AI?
Because it might have been AI. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, no.
Maybe I'll try to find one tomorrow, but I feel like people might have been so embarrassed by that
they didn't even.
that they've just let it
talk
kind of
about
slip under the rug.
Speaking of rugs.
I was just going to say that. Oh, my goodness. Speaking of rugs, yes, I don't know what to do with my carpet tiles that I got from the Springfield Branson National Airport. The flight of the three, the grass, the rock, and the water. They are in my guest bedroom, stacked up under the bed. Still don't know what I'm going to do with them. But There are exciting developments happening with the massive renovation project that's happening at the Springfield Branson National Airport. So the waves in the terminal's lobby officially done. And you can see there how many other projects they're almost done with, have already completed. The bridge replacement's done. You'll notice that only if you take a flight when you're walking from the terminal onto the flight. You'll notice brand new, which is pretty nice.
It's cute with the little planes getting to their destination.
Yeah, I think this is a cute graphic. And then the flooring project, almost done. The terminal airport expansion looks like it's almost done. I think that was more laying concrete to eventually expand the terminal. And then what's the parking lot expansion? I think that's, well, you can see there, it is almost done. I think 200 more parking spaces have either recently opened or are about to open. I've never had a problem parking. So, I guess I'm glad they added them, but again, that's what makes Springfield's Branson's airport amazing. You don't have a problem finding a spot. You might have to walk a little bit, but there's no problem finding a spot in the long term. So the terrazzo tile is essentially complete all out throughout the lobby. They now have that wave design, which is 13 different colors. They've been laying this down. It's walking from the terminal entrance all the way to the security checkpoint. And they said that mother of pearl is included in this terrazzo mixture, so it shines in the sunlight. I like this. Yeah. 5 months into the flooring project, they've got 5 months to go. So I feel like that airplane on that graphic was a little too far ahead. I don't know. Shouldn't it be halfway? I don't know. Yeah. But they said that it makes us excited to see what the terminal will look like come summer.
So are these some of the pictures you were talking about?
Yes, there it is. Look at that. It looks great. And it looks almost exactly like what they had told us it was going to look like. When they showed that little, I lost it too on my phone, but they showed the little rendering, and then they compared it to the rendering in their latest Facebook post. And it's almost exactly. And I don't know. I like it. I feel like we're entering a new era. The Springfield Branson National Airport, and I think their marketing about this is what I've loved. I love watching some good marketing and them selling the tiles with the carpet tiles with the proceeds going to the Regional Arts
and keeping
Council.
The community involved is
yes, the transparency. You have to love that as a journalist. Okay, well, that's it for the local thread today. Let us know if there's anything I'm missing out there, fun stories that I may have missed, and we'll try to get them in. But next, a library book returned after 46 years in South Dakota. Came with a little Post-it. You can probably guess what it says, but we'll leave that for after we come back. Well, you know the saying, better late than never, and I guess that's the case for the South Dakota Library that just got a book back after it was checked out 46 years ago. The person who checked it out finally returned it with a Post-it note on it that said, better late than never, smiley face. Luckily, this person is not getting charged because I think this particular La Mesa County Library did away with their late fees. But they did take to social media, of course, and post this post. Sorry it's so late. And it looks old. I know this is 1980. Looks a lot older than that.
Looks faded.
Yeah, it does. And I missed the title there. I wanted to look up exactly what this book was and why it was. I guess it got shoved in the back of a cabinet or something. But hey, good on this person to return it.
Just once I want one of these stories to end with them actually charging them. Being
I know. How much would it be if it's 15 cents a day?
A couple thousands of dollars.
15 cents a day for 46 years? I can't do the math that fast.
Because it always just comes in and they're like, yeah, it's fine. We just wanted to have it back.
I think, honestly, this story has made it all the way to Springfield, Missouri. So I guess the publicity pays for the late fees.
So it all works out.
I did do this when I took a book when I was...
You stole a book?
from my school library.
You gotta stop
Didn't
admitting to
realize
crimes
it. Didn't realize it for a very long time. I think I was probably in first grade. And up until I graduated, I was afraid that they were going to figure out it was me and they were going to, for some reason, hold back my diploma or something. But they didn't. And I think I still have that book, or maybe I sold it in a garage sale. But
Do you know what book it was?
It was something about a mule. I know that. It was a kid's book.
Okay.
For sure. I was very young. But I love those little slip-in things that you stamp with the date on it. It's sad that we have gone the technology route with the library. I'm sure the people that work at the library like that, but
You just like stamping things?
I love the way that they did it, so you could see the last time it was checked out and the time before that and how long they kept it and who it was, and just like the textbooks at school, you could see who had it the year before you.
Wait, so are we not going to have these stories someday because it's just in a computer algorithm who has the book?
Yeah, they're just going to have to screenshot their computer screen. Oh, it's 46 years old.
It's really old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's sad.
I wonder when all that went by the wayside. But 1980,
They're still doing it.
It does not feel like that long ago to me.
You weren't
but
alive.
I guess it was. I wasn't. Even my oldest sister wasn't alive. But I just, I don't know.
Yeah.
We always have stories like this.
This comes through every little
every
while.
few months, and it always makes the
classic
rounds.
kickers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Glad the book made it back. If you have any library books sitting around at home,
bring them back.
Bring them back.
Make a good story. Keep the libraries in the news. Speaking of good kickers, I think a lot of folks will see this on the 5 p.m. news tonight if they get to it later on. Cows are evolving, okay? Or at least a 13-year-old cow in Vienna, Austria. This cow has proven that she might be the sharpest tool in the shed. She is able to use a broom to scratch her own back. And by the talking with the owner, these news outlets have, she's actually developed this skill over the years. I think she's been doing this. She's been using the tool for 9 years now. So she can flip it around. Depends on the way she picks it up. She can use it as a brush. She can use it as a poker. I just...
Bailey, this is utterly ridiculous.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
Waiting for that. I don't know. This cow is extremely cute. It makes me think, what else could we have them be doing?
Yeah, I liked earlier when you were like, they're going to be helping on the farm. That's
They
just
could.
scratching itself.
She could start sweeping up her own hay out of her stall.
I saw no sweeping. I only saw scratching, which I think is a pretty inherent animalistic impulse.
Well, it actually makes me feel bad for all the cows out there that aren't getting their itches scratched.
That's so true.
They're just walking around all day
Give
long,
more
never getting a
cows
little
brooms.
itch or scratch. Ugh, breaks my heart. But I mean, in my defense, to your lack of faith, the skill has left scientists from the Veterinary University of Vienna flabbergasted. They say it's way more than you would expect for any cow that belongs to a farm.
Wow. Take that, farm cows.
And there you have it. I know they're not expected to do much, but look at that. It just...
I do think tool using is a very rare animal ability.
And yeah. It makes me think about the scratches. Like sometimes I go to somebody's house and I see how they scratch their dog. And I'm like, I don't think you're doing that right. It doesn't look satisfying for them. Get where they want it to be. I saw a video the other day of a dog that had an ear infection. And the person said, well, that you need to wipe out the inside of their ears with a tissue or something. And she goes, oh, I thought that the dog wouldn't like it. But she got a little tissue and started scratching around in there to clean the inside of the ears. And the dog immediately melted and started moaning. And I'm like, you haven't scratched the inside of your dog's ear in its entire life? That's the number one spot that my dogs like it.
Well, yeah, your dogs don't really have other places to pet.
Well, yeah, and I can get the good scratches on them hairless babies. But it makes me feel bad for all of the dogs that you go to scratch them and you can't even hardly reach down to their skin through the fur.
Yeah,
They're
that's
never
true.
getting
They're
a
never
good
getting that.
scratch.
They need a broom and to be trained how to scratch themselves. That's what we've learned today.
This is the stuff that keeps me up at night. All the dogs and cows that are not getting their good scratches. Okay, next up is our screen time, what we're watching segment. So we talked about it last week. I wanted to watch the show called His and Hers on Netflix. New limited series, kind of a crime drama that involves a news anchor, news reporter. And Parker Paget told me about it. I said, okay, let's do it. So my husband and I watched it. We ended up watching it for 3 hours on Saturday afternoon. And then I've watched a couple of other ones, but they're oldies. One I like, one I don't like. We're going to get into it next. Okay, what have we been up to on the streaming channels?
You're already Googling Jon Bernthal.
I'm looking up Jon Bernthal because I could have sworn...
He's in a lot of stuff.
I could have sworn he was in The Bear.
Oh,
Turns out he's not.
Okay, yeah.
It's a lookalike.
Because every time he gets angry in the show, I'm like, that's Frank Castle, because that's the Punisher.
Frank Castle from the Punisher. Haven't seen that.
He's also the brother in The Accountant and The Accountant 2. He's really good in The Accountant 2. I saw that last year.
I was qualifying these. Oh, no, he is in The Bear. I see it. I had scrolled over it. I was right. Yes.
And then Shane in the newsroom told me that he plays Shane on The Walking Dead.
Oh, yes. So The Walking Dead for sure. I would categorize those as boys' shows.
Sure. Yeah.
But now he's in something for girls and boys to enjoy.
Yeah, it's just a
Are you enjoying His and Hers?
It's a complicated relationship.
You think you're too smart for it?
I think I'm too smart for it. I take notes as I'm going on my theories and thoughts and how far I am.
Maybe you're just taking it a little too
seriously. And I think it was about 10 minutes into the third episode that I went, oh, they just told us the answer. Mm-hmm. I just solved it. I know the whole thing now. And you told me I'm basically right. So
I do that a lot with movies. They're shorter. You get to the point faster, I think, with movies. And I kind of ruin it for my husband because I'm like, oh, yeah, I figured it out.
Oh,
this one threw me for a loop, if at the very least in the last few minutes. So you have
the start of episode 3. I got the pieces, and then halfway through episode 3, they said a line that made me go, "Oh, that's the last puzzle piece I needed. This whole thing came together. It's perfect. I'm done."
Well, let me tell the people out there who haven't seen it, I guess, what it's about.
Oh yeah, that's fair too.
So these two estranged spouses are from a small town outside of Atlanta. One of them is a reporter in Atlanta, but had taken time off because of a family death. And, well, it was their child that had died. And I guess she just up and went away, and left him in the small town. Well, then there's a murder in the small town.
Say it ain't so.
So she comes back. She's like, I need to get my job back because this blonde bee took it while I was gone for a year. She needs to get her job back, so she's going to go back to her hometown, report on this murder, essentially solve it, and then, chaos ensues.
And like I said earlier, you don't know anything about a blonde anchor girl, right?
No, nobody that would steal anybody's job. No, I didn't. I didn't steal anybody's job here. I earned it.
I guess I have enjoyed that. Like, there's like a murder mystery at the center of it, but then there's so many side things going on that at first I thought were just random and were just like extra spice to make it.
That's what I like about this.
It's coming together a little bit.
It reminds me of Severance, where every word they say, every little piece that they do is important. And that's what I like in an era of people explaining the plot a million times, talking about the plot a little too much because people are on their phones.
Yeah. Well,
Matt Damon was just talking about that.
I talked about Knives Out movies the other day, and I don't think you knew what I was talking about. But this has some of the fun little elements you see in Knives Out movies. I would say done worse, but yeah,
done worse. Okay,
but there's little pieces of that if you really need that itch scratched.
I'm not usually like a true crime type of person, but I like this because there is so much happening outside of the actual crime, even though it is all centered around the crime. But
we also talked about Jon Bernthal. Tessa Thompson is also very famous. I know her from Thor movies, but she's in lots of things.
She's the first. That's the first time I've seen her.
Yeah,
and anything,
like Men in Black and Creed
Tessa
and stuff.
Thompson. Yeah, I mean, she's great.
She's cool.
They both did a good job, and they both had good chemistry, and that's what Parker Paget had told me to go watch it because of that.
That's what you really need.
And of course, it has the newsy element into it. Can't forget that. Which you don't get very often. So I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see us represented, in the media.
Yeah. The media never has anything to do with the news.
Well, when they do, it's like
I look on
the
TV and we're nowhere.
Background. Oh, come on. We're always in like a little montage of something, to move the plot forward, but never the main character.
You should go watch Superman. There's
that's
a
true.
weirdly
Touché.
large amount of news stuff.
Well,
to the point I rewatched it recently, and that's one of my main complaints is that
there's too much news.
There's moments where everybody in the show stops what they're doing to watch the news together.
The news. Yeah.
And now it's focused on you. So
yeah. Hey, I mean, I usually do take the attention away. No, I'm just kidding. And then the only other things, I started watching Fallout last night because, back up. Started watching Tell Me Lies for the second time, which is a show about college students and their decision making and essentially where it leads them. But too much romance, if you know what I mean,
not
for myself. Not enough. I mean, they are not moving the plot along very quickly when every 10 minutes they're getting intimate, if you know what I mean. I can't watch that. I'm sorry. It does nothing for me. I don't want to see it. Just get to the point. Unless that's the point. I know this is based on a book, but it just goes to show I tried to watch it twice. I can't do it.
I always mix that one up. There's another one based on a book, but I think I heard somebody read that book and was not impressed, and then there was another book similar to it that they liked more.
I heard there's a huge twist at like the end of the second or third season. I've heard about it many times, so I'm trying to get through it.
But yeah.
And then I even told my husband, well, we can just fast forward through those parts, and maybe the storyline is good. Nah. No. Got to the same exact part that we were before.
I hate when people say, oh, you should watch this show. By season 4, it gets good. And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not going there. I'm not going to make it that far.
And then Fallout, just briefly, I started watching that last night. Only saw the first episode. I know they have a new season out, so I'm glad I'm not going to have to wait around for the second season. But I also know I'm late to the game, so I won't dwell on it. But so far, so good. I really like it. But you told me that is actually based on a game?
Yes, it's based on a video game. There's a whole game series that's been around for a long time of Fallout. Fallout New Vegas is the one I think of first. But yeah, there's a bunch of them where you run around a big post-apocalyptic world and do stuff, and there's a lot of story and characters that people love. So I'm glad the show's good.
I like it's lighthearted, even though there's some gore and killing and stuff.
Too seriously.
Yeah, it doesn't take itself too
seriously. Which is a different vibe for something from like a post-apocalyptic
Yes, because I usually don't watch those types of shows because they are a little too serious, and it makes me think, oh my gosh, if I was in that world, I would be so stressed, and it stresses me out, and I don't like to watch those things. This is funny. You can laugh through the most gory parts.
You can just say pluribus if you want. You don't have to beat around the bush.
Yeah, pluribus. That's definitely. But Severance, a show out there, and it's lighthearted. Yeah. You get some comedic relief. Through the worst serious parts.
A little lighthearted.
Okay, well, that's going to do it for us. Another episode of the Daily Scroll done. We'll be back tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. And I'll be live tonight on the news with my serious face and my serious voice. We'll see you then.